Now, over in the UK, of course, we showed you last week some of the argy-bargy between Donald Trump and Sir Keir Starmer, including this little stinger from the President.
Not happy with the UK either. This is not Winston Churchill that we're dealing with.
So things have been a little frosty in light of the war in Iran, which, of course, Sir Keir Starmer has basically been saying to anyone who would listen was not caused by, we're not involved in any way, no support for what's happening in Iran. Well, they've now been on the blower to each other, we find out from Number 10. And Sir Keir seems to be softening his position a little bit. A spokesman from Number 10 said that they had spoken on the phone and the Prime Minister had passed on that his condolences for the 6 Americans who were killed, the soldiers who were killed. But we're perhaps willing to lend a little bit of support now. We'll give you some planes if you need them. Well, Donald Trump, in typical Donald Trump fashion, took to his Truth Social where he wrote, and I'm hearing this in his voice as I read it, "The United Kingdom, our once great ally, maybe the greatest of them all," as he would say, is finally giving serious thought to sending 2 aircraft carriers to the Middle East. That's OK, Prime Minister Starmer. We don't need them any longer, but we will remember. We don't need people that join wars after we've already won. So certainly the phone call has not actually smoothed much over, to be perfectly honest. I think Sir Keir needs to get on the phone to Zoran Mamdani and sort of find out how to deal with the President, because their bromance seems to be OK, but the one with Sir Keir, not so much.
Actually, so the Truth Social post came out first, and then they've held this phone call overnight. But if you actually look at Downing Street's statement, down the very bottom, it says, "We look forward to speaking again in the future." All very polite. Look, the reality is Donald Trump has had enough of the dilly-dallying and the time-wasting, right, by Keir Starmer. I mean, Keir Starmer is out there doing the international hokey-pokey. He's got one arm in, one arm out. He might help the President, but he might not help the President. He's yes, but then he's no. Donald Trump's in the middle of an international crisis right now. He needs his strongest allies around him. He needs his strongest leaders around him. And Keir Starmer is once again being his usual self, a.k.a. the village idiot. And this is the problem with Keir Starmer. He is weak, he is woke, he is pandering to communities because he's so scared. He's so scared of offending people. And let's not forget that Donald Trump has had the courage to do what no other leader has done, right? Try and decimate this murderous regime. And we'll give Benjamin Netanyahu, of course, massive credit to Benjamin Netanyahu as well here, because both of them, they're not just fighting this for themselves, they're fighting it on behalf of the West. And what a traitor, what a betrayal by Keir Starmer. He deserved everything that he got from Donald Trump.
What I want to know about this phone call is, did Starmer call Trump? And if that was the case, did Trump's secretary say, "Mr. President, I've got a phone call for you. It's not Winston Churchill"? That would be quite the way to offer the phone call. The excuse that Starmer and his government have given is that they just didn't think it was in the British national interest to participate in an offensive war against Iran. But that belies belief, because the UK security forces just in 2025 investigated upwards of 20 terror plots from Iran against the UK. So for them to say it's not in their national interest, the other thing that's in their national interest is to be a good ally with the United States, and they're totally destroying that right before our eyes in real time. It makes you wonder about the future of the Five Eyes, the future of AUKUS, the future of the UK-US relationship. And Trump and Marco Rubio and Hegseth have made it pretty clear, if you don't share our values, we don't need you. We will go our own way. And good luck, Keir Starmer, with the French and the Germans in trying to secure your future.
And you make this point about, you know, Iran's involvement in terror threats, etc. I mean, this is what Anthony Albanese said on Friday to Kieran Gilbert here on Sky News, that his support for what the US and Israel has done was informed by the fact that we've had state-sponsored terrorism, sponsored by Iran, carried out in this country. I mean, if even Anthony Albanese can say that, why is it so hard for Sir Keir to say it?
Yeah, no, it's all very bizarre. But, you know, God forbid the shoe was on the other foot. And we or the UK need our closest allies.